Greetings. Welcome to QueenElle LLC. This is QueenElle. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today's video is about the upcoming Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. Now, if you have not checked out my Pluto entering Aquarius video, then I will link that above because we are now in what's considered the age of Aquarius. So just a bit of background. Pluto has the longest orbit around the sun of all of what are considered the main planets. Now, I know, Pluto was excluded from the main planets that we have, the 9 planets including Earth, believe in the 90s because it was determined, or the space experts determined, that Pluto no longer fit the criteria of what's considered an actual planet, being the length of the orbit around the sun, the distance from the sun, as well as the size of the planet. So Pluto is now considered a dwarf planet, or even an asteroid in some places that I've read. However, the energy is what it is. Now, Pluto entered the sign of, and so speaking of that, the length of Pluto's orbit is 248 years. Now, to put that into perspective, the length of Earth's orbit around the sun is the length of our calendar year, or 365 days. So again, Pluto's orbit, 248 years, a long time. And Pluto, because of that, Pluto will spend about 15 to up to like about 24 years in each zodiac sign as it goes around that orbit. Well, Pluto had been in the sign of Capricorn since 2008, and Pluto is our planet of rebirth, regeneration, renewal from a generational perspective because of how long Pluto stays in each zodiac sign. So 2008, we had stock markets crash. We had our financial industry just really took a hit. And it's all about kind of like systems crashing down so that there can be a rebirth and a renewal and some regeneration. So that was 2008. So we've been in the sign of Capricorn for Pluto since then. And Pluto goes into retrograde just like other planets do. But as of, I believe, March 23rd-ish, Pluto has been in the sign of Aquarius. Now, Pluto will vacillate back and forth between being in retrograde in the sign of Aquarius to being retrograde in the sign of Capricorn between now and November of 2024, where it will stay direct in the sign of Aquarius until 2044. So that's a lot of time. So it will be really interesting to see what this age of Aquarius will bring to us with regard to technology and just the systems that we have in place that essentially no longer serve us universally. Okay, so this will be the first Pluto retrograde in Aquarius in this lifetime. Now, this Pluto retrograde, it takes place from May 1st all the way to October 10th of this calendar year. But Pluto retrograde will be in the sign of Aquarius until June 11th. And then Pluto will retrograde even further backwards into the sign of Capricorn. Now, what does that mean? Since Pluto's all about rebirth, renewal, regeneration, Pluto retrograde is the time where we reflect on the cycles of rebirth and renewal that have taken place throughout our lives up until this point, essentially because of Pluto being in the sign of Capricorn since 2008. So what we would do is we would reflect on about the past 6 months or so where Pluto was still in the sign of Capricorn, but it was making its way out, making its way into the sign of Aquarius. So we would spend this time, this retrograde, to reflect on the past 6 months or so that we were wrapping up Pluto in Capricorn, and to think about what areas of our lives have evolved. What areas do you need to change? or work on to see that change, that evolution, that renewal and rebirth in your life. Also use this time to let go of, release anything that's stunning that growth that you see, the growth that is there for you, and also anything that's holding you back from that growth. Now, identify those things so that you may release them and move on. And the way that I always recommend is through journaling, through meditation, just being mindful of those things. Sometimes it helps to jot them down, to actually see in front of you what those things are when you're reflecting, so that you know what work needs to be done. So that's essentially what we should do during this Pluto retrograde. Now, I would like to pull a few cards to see what Spirit would like us to focus on during this time. So let's see what cards are in store for us. We have the World card. Great card for this time with this Pluto retrograde. Now, the World card, it's all about things, just reminding us how cyclical things are in our life, but also how there's a time and a season for everything, and that tearing systems down. So the things that no longer serve us, that this is just a reminder to just to stay the course. The things that no longer serve you, let those things go and keep moving, keep pressing onward so that you're able to move upward. Okay, so I see here we have the Six of Pentacles. This is in reverse. So this is about our gifts. This is about those things that, we are doing in our life, those multiple streams of income that we are getting in our own way of seeing the growth in that, seeing the fruits of our labor, and so it's all about our own evolution. It's all about doing whatever it takes, what work needs to be done. I mentioned with this current Mercury retrograde, because that's taking place right now as well, that it's imperative that we use all of this time to reflect, to really be discerning in the way that we move, discerning in the way that we communicate with others. If you have not checked out my Chakra 101 video, I'll link that above, because I believe that video would have posted the day before this one, or a couple of days before. I'm not sure the order that my videos will go live this week, but I mentioned what it means to have a blocked throat chakra and versus a well-aligned or open throat chakra. So it's really imperative to, like I said, be discerning and to be a bit more thoughtful in the way that we move, be a bit more considerate, and not necessarily considerate of others. We should always be empathetic and considerate of others and exude emotional intelligence. But this is also about being considerate of how you move for your own wellness, your own benefit, your own betterment, okay? And then we have the Hermit card, and this is also in reverse. Now, the Hermit card is all about kind of hunkering down, kind of retreating within ourselves, and sometimes it serves us well, sometimes it does not. This is a time to definitely be introspective, because this work with regard to Pluto energy, specifically the Pluto retrograde, it is all about reflecting on yourself, reflecting on this time in your life and your own wellness, your own evolution, your own elevation. So sometimes it's not necessarily a good thing to be so to yourself and so closed off that you don't allow others to commune with you and don't allow yourself the benefits of connecting with others and with our soul community, our spirit community, right? But with regard to this time in particular, and this Pluto retrograde energy, you can connect with others, again, practicing that discernment. And with Mercury retrograde, being mindful of what you say to others, what you reveal to others. You don't have to tell it all your moves. This Six of Pentacles energy, those moves that you're making, you don't have to tell it all. You don't have to spill the beans. That's part of having a blocked throat chakra as well, is telling too much of your own business. You don't have to do that. There are ways to communicate effectively, to share with, also being discerning about what you share. You don't have to tell it all. You don't have to talk about all of your moves, okay? Now, I want to pull also, I'm using my Rider-Waite Tarot deck. Spirit has been calling me lately to go back to using kind of the foundation of my tarot journey. It's a classic, so I've been using that most recently, but also for my oracle cards, I have my energy oracle deck. So I've already shuffled these, but I'm gonna give them another quick shuffle. Okay, let's see what Spirit has for us from the oracle deck. Okay, we have our second chakra. This is Archangel Ariel, and this one is all about again, that, let you see what that looks like. It's about introspection. It's about reaping the rewards that are directly aligned to your purpose in due time, but it's all about being introspective and tapping in. It's all about really identifying through that chakra alignment, identifying areas of your life that you can tweak, areas of your life that need to be put back into alignment, that are a bit off kilter and need to be worked on, either via shadow work or just some energy work, some Reiki work, etc., in order to get what's coming to you in the best way possible. Okay, so I hope that this video has been of benefit to you. I hope that you have received it well. That's always my intent, because this Pluto retrograde is going to vacillate between Aquarius and Capricorn. At the very least, I will bring those changes up during my weekly astrology videos. So if you have not checked those out, definitely, by all means, feel free to check those out, just to know on a day-to-day basis what we can expect from the cosmos. And then I will definitely talk about Pluto retrograde more as we move closer to it being direct later in October. So thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure. Peace. Ashe.